Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in Radio DMG may or may not be the views and opinions of the DMG Ice family of sites. All music used in this podcast is the property of whoever made it, and no copyright infringement is intended. God bless this albatross, and hold on tight for the awesome you are about to receive.
It's got to be the king.
And welcome back to Radio DMG. Today we've got a special treat for you. My name is Philip Wesley, I'm your host, and I'm going to be introducing some recorded footage from Non-DESCON 2010. Now this footage was recorded between September 10th to September 13th of 2010 at the Non-DESCON convention here in Denver, Colorado. There are pertinent links in our show notes, which you should definitely check out. But let me go ahead and explain a little bit about the awesome you are about to receive. What we did is we taped one of the Q&As from EchoStream. EchoStream was one of the bands that was at Non-DESCON 2010. They were there for the concerts as well as this Q&A. We want to thank EchoStream, their management, and Non-DESCON and their management for allowing us to record this Q&A, and we apologize for the amount of time it took to bring this Q&A to you. So, let me explain a little bit about how this Q&A is going to go down. After I'm done introducing the clip, we're going to go ahead and run the entire Q&A, uncut and awesome, and then after that Q&A is done, we're going to run a little bit of extra audio for fans of Radio DMG and for fans of EchoStream. The extra audio are a few radio bumpers that we had the members of EchoStream record for us. Radio bumpers are what you hear when you get back from a commercial break in a radio program, kind of like you're listening to such and such program. We had them record these for Radio DMG Pocket Edition, and the probably abandoned Super Radio DMG. We're going to go ahead and run those after the Q&A. So go ahead and make sure you stay past that. Also check out the show notes, and please look forward to our next podcast as well, where we're going, or broadcast, our next show as well, where we're going to go ahead and bring to you a very anticipated part or panel of Non-DESCON 2010. I know we've had a lot of people asking about this one, and you're going to get that one too. So yes, look forward to our next episode, but for right now, please enjoy the uncut and completely awesome EchoStream Q&A from Non-DESCON 2010.
Level, and then go right,
and
it's on the right, in the Blanca room.
But
Alright, we'll see you soon. Alright. Oh, is that what you're doing? Okay, cool. Alright, we'll see you soon. Alright, bye.
recording equipment.
Alright. Is there not there's no, oh, you know what we should have brought was a computer with video or something.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have the EchoStream music on your phone?
I do.
You do on your phone?
I think.
I don't think I do, actually.
You're gonna have a micro.
See, I think I have it ready just to show people.
Right. You can have a little bit.
Yeah,
Hold
because
on,
we
hold
can
on,
play
let me see.
I got like all the
ice
audio.
cream, ice cream.
We need to
Oh, lick on your ice
have an
cream.
actual video camera at some point.
Yeah. This video.
Yeah, I should have totally put Echo Stream in here for.
There's a lot more people than I thought.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's actually a lot more people than I expected.
I thought there were going to be like, 5 people here.
Yeah, no, me too.
Cool, I'm just powering up.
Oh, look, I see some familiar faces.
I don't see you outside of your
She almost here. She's almost here.
She was in the elevator.
it wasn't.
They got like a minute 30 for last night's performance. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, really. This is how we made
should
that
tell that story more often.
What the,
How static
this
that
is, yeah. We're just waiting for Ryoko. Is there no microphone?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, they brought that out.
No, there is a microphone like that.
We need a microphone.
For the halftime thing. Yeah, we missed the halftime.
Ryoko, nobody will hear it.
Stuff from
Oh, there she
yesterday.
is.
Oy, oy.
What up, girl?
Do anime conventions have a future?
俺で1時半と思ってさ普通にゆっくり用意してた全部ゆっくり用意 Where's the microphone?
Hi.
I don't know.
We're Echo Stream. Yay, alright. I thought we were waiting for a microphone, but maybe not. Who knows? So, what we thought we might do today is answer your questions, because it is Q&A, but also maybe play you a little music that we're working on now so you can hear some stuff. Some of the new stuff, although if you were at the concert last night, you heard some of it. Or maybe you saw me holding a French horn and couldn't really hear what was going on with that thing. But let me introduce the band real quick again. That's CJ on the end there. CJ plays electronic drums and also percussion on some of the new stuff that we're doing. And this is Jin. She does drums, like acoustic drums, and also percussion stuff. I'm Tony. I play. Thanks. Excuse me. Do we have a microphone? Oh, okay. So I'm Tony, and I play. I produce. I put the music together. I do the arrangements, and do a lot of the writing for the band. And this is Tomo. Tomo's here for looks. I love Tomo. No, Tomo's the guitar player. In case you didn't know. And this is Ryoko. She's also here for looks. You know, we gotta have one for the girl, one for the boys. And she's the singer, and also she plays keyboards a lot on the recordings and stuff. So, does anybody have any questions? Yes.
What was your inspiration for your album cover, the new one that just came out?
Oh, the Duality of Courage?
Yeah.
That's a good question. All right, well, let's do the long answer, since this is Q&A, and we have to fill the time somehow. So that album, actually, it's not a concept album, and our albums are not concept albums, although after we've put a bunch of songs together, we kind of find a theme that unifies things. And when we're picking the songs that go onto the albums, because we make more songs than are actually on the albums, and when we're picking the songs that go onto the albums, we think about a unifying theme for them. So they're not concept albums, like they don't start from let's do a concept, but they do have a thread that holds them together. And that album, Ryoko and I had watched a video called White Light, Black Rain, and it's a documentary about Hiroshima. And one of the stories that's in there, it's a very good documentary, and if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it, but it's really sad, obviously. But one of the stories that's in there is about a girl who's, her and her sister were in Hiroshima, and when the bomb went off, they were with their mother, and the bomb went off and killed their mother, and they watched it happen. They basically saw their mother die, and they survived though. And she said that a few months later, I guess, when they got the trains up and running very quickly after Hiroshima and after the bomb, and her sister went and stood in front of a train and killed herself. And she went to the same train track, same area where her sister went to, and she stood in front of the train, and right before the train was going to hit her, she moved out of the way. And she said that at that point she realized there's two kinds of courage in the world. There's the courage to die, because to kill yourself or to die, it takes a lot of courage to step into that unknown world. You don't know what's beyond. But to live also takes another kind of courage. And she said that she had realized that her sister had one kind of courage, but she had another kind of courage. And so that's where the album title came from, The Duality of Courage. And that, we gave that idea, that story I told to our graphic designer, who's also a very thoughtful guy and a very cool artist. And he came up with this album cover of the lion and the diver who's going into it, but the equation that's in there is actually the equation for the event horizon. And the event horizon is the point of a black hole where you can't escape the gravitational pull. So the diver is going towards this point, but not quite at the point yet. So there's still the point of being able to kind of go somewhere another direction. And that's what that is. Very
One
long.
more question.
Oh, yeah.
Are you touring now, or are you going to tour anytime soon, or?
No. I mean, we don't really tour too much. We play the East Coast quite a bit. But we do have a couple shows coming up that are really cool shows. On October 10th, we're playing with Puffy Amiyumi and Boom Boom Satellites and Zazen Boys in New York for the New York Anime Fest, and that's on October 10th. And then in November, we're playing at the Anime USA in Baltimore. So those are some cool shows that are coming.
One more, and then I'll just
Oh.
let everybody else have their questions. This one is for Tomo, actually. How old were you when you started playing the guitar, and what inspired you to play guitar? And you're awesome.
Was the last one a question?
Question, comment.
I think I started when I was 15 years old, I think. Yeah.
And you just, did you have like family that helped you play, or you just
Oh,
wanted
well,
to learn, or?
My dad used to be my dad played the acoustic guitar, and then my mom was a stage actress. So it's like me is like collaboration of them.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any other? Oh, you have a question?
How did all of you meet? And
Rio.
what's your basis?
Okay, well, Ryoko and I met in London. We went to the same college. And then Tomo and I met in Japan. We played in a band together where I was the singer. And you'll notice that I don't sing anymore. But that's how we got going. And then we played on a lot of different projects in Japan for the record label that I was producing for. And then Jin and CJ and I met here in America, and Jin started playing with Echo Stream first, and then CJ came on later. Actually, we were gonna the project that we played with in Japan called Unknown Frequency. We were gonna do it in America, and then I realized I really can't sing very well, so we decided not to do that. But it's better for all of you. But he was going to play drums on that, and when we decided to focus more on Echo Stream, he came on to play the electronic bits of the stuff. So that's why we have 2 drummers, which I thought was a really cool. We actually saw Massive Attack do it. Y'all, anybody like Massive Attack? Yeah. If you don't like Massive Attack and you like Echo Stream, go check out Massive Attack. You will like Massive Attack, especially the song called Teardrop.
Oh yeah.
You will love the song called Teardrop. I guarantee.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Anybody watch House? The theme song for House? That's Teardrop. Yes. And it's cool, right? Yes. Yes. Right. Yes. Very cool song. That whole album is awesome. So we saw them do it, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. So. Oh, and yeah. I think that's it.
Oh, she asked about Adrian.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. And one more thing is Adrian, as the bass player, and he's got family in town, so he's actually with them right now. But he's I work with him on some other stuff, other projects as well. So I invited him to play some shows with Echo Stream, adding a lot to it. By the way, love it.
Okay, so my question was kind of like, what do you guys think of this whole anime con atmosphere? What's your opinion on that?
I love it. It's because everybody has so much energy, and then everybody likes, after we play, everybody's so excited, and so makes us excited. I love it.
In New York is a really hard place to play. Everybody's very jaded in New York City. I mean, everybody goes there to play. There's a lot of really good bands, and everybody's in a band or something. Not quite as much as LA, but pretty close. And so when you play in New York, people are like, all right,
You're good.
yeah, cool. And even people will be like, you'll talk to them maybe a couple weeks later or something. Yeah, it was really good. I'm like, really? You thought that was good? Like, I couldn't tell at all. But when we come and play at the anime conventions, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of the energy at these conventions is just so high. It's really fun and really cool, and so it's great for us on stage. But it's just also neat because a lot of times I'll talk to people and they'll be like, "You're our first concert," and that's a neat feeling for us. It's great, to feel like we're actually introducing young people to something that's artistic and new and stuff. So yeah, in the front. Oh, in the back with the hat. We'll do you first, yeah.
Have you guys ever done shows or anything work in Japan?
Well, yeah, we used to play in bands in Japan, and he played in a lot of bands in Japan, a lot of Visual K bands, and then we did a lot of shows in Japan as Echo Stream. Well, a few shows as Echo Stream actually, the 3 of us. Yeah.
First of all, you guys are on my first concert.
Oh, cool. Hey.
How many concerts have you guys played at besides this one?
Well, on the East Coast we played a bunch of cons. I would say we've done, I don't know, anywhere between.
Four?
More than that.
5 or 6?
More than that.
No, the major cons, like the bigger cons, like I would consider this kind of a bigger con, and it's been about 8.
Including other things
And then a lot of smaller conventions and a lot of smaller not exactly conventions but live shows for Japanese bands that come through New York and stuff. A lot. So yeah. Any other questions? I saw a hand over here. Yeah.
This is for everyone, individually. What's your favorite song that you guys have done?
from our song.
From our songs?
Our song, right?
Yeah.
That's a tough question.
Come back to me.
No.
Homework.
A couple, so. But nostalgia. That we played second yesterday. I was playing piano and singing. It's really starting slow but getting bigger. Then the song called Hole. That's in the Duality College. That's the Tony was talking about the story that I made lyrics based on that story. So it's kind of too emotional for me, but it makes me cry on the stage. But yeah, but yeah, it's my favorite song.
Actually, one of my favorite songs is a song that she wouldn't let me put on the album. It's called Jane,
Oh,
and it's on the single, and it's a song that she wrote a long time ago. It's like the first one you wrote in English, I think.
yes.
And I love that song. So if you have the single, if you bought all three of the all three of the CDs, you'll have it. It's called Jane. It's on the single. It's one of my favorites. I have others too.
I like the jargon because like the structure is very unique, and then it's like coming like big like kind of orchestra,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like dynamics. I like that kind of thing, and also the Ryoko mentioned about nostalgia, the second song from yesterday. That was actually I was really moved after we finished like da 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 bang. The audience, man,
Yeah.
that's why we are here.
Yeah.
I really felt like that's why we are making music. That's the moment. Only that moment we are walking, right? I really felt that.
I have to agree. I really like playing Nostalgia. I just love that song. And I guess second that I have to mention would be Static. I love playing Static as well.
I would have to say probably my favorite song would be Just Kill Me. That was actually the first song I heard before I was actually in the band. Tony gave me a CD and he's like, listen to it, let me know what you think. And the way that song, just like the way the music flows and Ryoko's voice, they kind of have that counterpoint. And her voice just kind of floats on top of the music. And I was like, how can I not be in this band? And I actually went to see them before I was in the band. So I went to see them as a fan, I guess you could say. And it was cool. And I was just like, yeah, let's do it. So I actually have all you guys beat. I got my autograph signed when they were 4-piece, before Tomo was in the band. So top that.
So, the documentary you're talking about, we watched it in history class.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
and I think it's really neat that we can relate to that.
Mhm.
And like the story you're talking about was a story that made me legit cry.
Yeah, yeah.
Through the movie. And my question was, what's the hardest thing about having like to when I know I'm sure it gets nerve-wracking when you're up on stage or something like that, but what's like the most difficult thing you have to do when you're together as a band trying to, I don't know how to word it. Here, let me reword this. What's the hardest thing you have to do when you're up on stage?
Remember which notes to play?
There's a lot of different variables in that question, though, because I mean, for us, there's like an issue of distance on stage. So I don't know if you noticed, like last night we have earbuds in, and we actually, for some songs, we have a click track because there's that distance issue. So there's like a delay. So we can't listen to each other, actually listen, because by the time we hear each other, it would be too late. So there's an issue of syncing time, and then like Tony said, syncing the melody and making sure everything's right. And Ryoko's vocal, make sure everything. There's a lot of stuff, to think about in that little half-hour show, So.
Yeah, it's the most difficult thing coming together on stage.
Keep yourself like, how can I say?
Keep the energy up.
Energy up, like your tension up, like, because like if you're on the stage, when you're on stage, sometimes really good audience, sometimes not, but you should keep your tension like this much, because if it's because the audience will feel what you feel, they're gonna search how, like if I enjoyed a lot, probably audience will enjoy a lot too, because they can feel the concert is, or the stage is really like kind of connected. I feel so. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that answer your question? Kind of, sort of. Yes.
What, do you have any advice for people who might want to be like artists someday?
Musicians. Practice hard, and be honest and true to yourself. So like, you gotta make the music that you want to do, and if you but you have to be realistic about it too, because you know that we live in the world that we live in. So if you want to make noise music, and I have a lot of friends who make noise music, then you have to expect that your audiences are going to be, you know, kind of smaller or whatever, right? But if that's what you want to do, then that's great. That's awesome. That's what you want to do. If you want to play to like big audiences or whatever, you know, whatever it is that you want to do, you have to find out the best way to do that, but you are your own best critic, and you have to be hard on yourself, but it has to be fun. It's like it's a juggling act, you know. You can't be too hard on yourself, or else you're gonna bust. You know, you're gonna get depressed and stuff like that, right? But you have to be honest with yourself. Does this sound good? No, or yes, you know. And if you think it really sounds good and you really believe in it, you know, just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and don't give up, you know. But if you're kind of like on the fence about it, and you're like, maybe it's not that cool, you know, or, you know, if there's really a basis for that, then you might want to try a different approach and keep trying a different way to look in on this art thing, you know, keep finding different ways to do it, and then something will click, and when it clicks, you'll know. You'll just know it. You'll just be like, it's the eureka moment, you know, that's it, you know. So
it's not easy to just go whatever you want. We always hit the wall.
You hit the wall. The wall's there, you know, but you got to go through it.
Yeah, and then just enjoy.
Make the music that you want to listen to. You know, because if you're not going to have fun. Cool. Any other questions? Oh, yeah.
Where's everybody from, and will you come back to Colorado?
I'm from Osaka.
Oh, I'm from Florida. Whatever, nobody cares about Florida.
I was born in Hyogo, which is next to the Osaka, and then I spent time like long time in Osaka too.
I'm from New Jersey.
I was born on a little naval air base in California called NAS Lemoore, and then I was raised in Jersey.
When I was 2, my dad.
Yeah, there you go.
Then when I was 4, I moved. And to answer your second part of the question, we would love to come back here. We've had a really good time. So go ahead. Yeah. So I think if y'all can make enough noise, you know, get the convention to bring us back, you know, maybe not next year, but maybe the year after that or something.
So. It's being taped. We should make some noise.
So yeah.
My question is for CJ. How did you get started on the electric drums versus the acoustics? Or did you start on the acoustics?
Actually, my first electronic kit was my practice kit, because, you know, a lot of times, like a noise level, like if you live in certain areas, you don't want the cops knocking on your door every 2 minutes. So electronic kit, you can plug your headphones in, and all you hear is just like either the tapping of the pads or the mesh pads, whatever you have. So it's a good way to practice in the house without actually using an acoustic kit. And I actually had one, and Tony came up with the idea that he wanted to do this. I'm like, dude, I got one at home. Let's just bring it to, you know, rehearsal studio, and then we just use it for that. So basically, like my role in the band, when you listen to the very first album, it was all a sequencer. So basically, like if you saw somebody on stage, like a guitar player, and they'd have a sequencer, just hit play. What Tony decided to do was take all that information, which is in the computer, and break it up and send it to my drum kit, where I'm actually playing all that stuff live. And a lot of people don't do that. So basically, instead of just pushing play on a little box on stage, I'm basically like a live sequencer. So, say for instance, Just Kill Me, I actually have background vocals in some part of it. Or that's Fall Down, and there's actually background vocals, so it changes from song to song. So it's funny for me because people come up to me sometimes and they say, "Oh wow, you were really great. I don't know what you do, but you were great." I'm like, sometimes I don't know either, but thank you. But it's cool because for me,
Wait, really?
Yeah, it keeps my brain going because at first, like when we first start working on the song, I have to coordinate what sounds we want and what pads I'm going to put them on and figure out a sequence where I can play, and I'm going to remember it where it's comfortable. So from that, then it goes to the actual song and we rehearse it, and then, like I said, every song is different. I might have vocals here, I have 808 bass, I have an actual drum kit on one song, so my brain's always, which is perfect for me because I'm out there anyway, so yeah, there you go.
This is for Yoko and Tomo. Do you guys miss Japan?
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah, especially
Food.
Food. Yeah, it's
I've got poppy if you want it.
yeah, food and of course our family in Japan.
Do you guys visit often?
Yeah, I visit like once
A day?
I wish once a year.
Oh. Yeah.
I have one thing to say to the question. Downtown Denver, they have Sakura Square. They have a Japanese grocery store with all imported Japanese food. So
Oh, really?
if you want to go down there and have
Okay.
Japanese food, you go ahead.
Fortunate. Thank you. Unfortunately, we don't have time.
Yeah, but we have a big supermarket in New Jersey too. Right?
And my question is for our lovely vocalist here. How long have you been singing?
Actually, it's a funny thing that I started to play piano when I was 3. So I studied piano all my life. I went to college for the piano, and I just loved singing when I was a child. And after I finished college, I just like, okay, I want to sing. So since then, yeah.
Yeah.
This is for America and why did you come to America?
Why did I come to America? I was doing music in Japan for record label, and what I want to do myself, what I want to make is actually difficult. It's difficult to do in Japan because my music taste is a little bit different from J-pop. I like kind of like European music more than J-pop, so I decided to, I want to go to America or Europe, but I chose America.
I kind of joined the Equestrian like 2002 in Japan. We played a couple of songs, but they decided to move to America. So I was like kind of supporting them through it's the first album, Identity, which is like using the internet and then recording and then back and forth the files, and then but Tony was like calling me like every day from America. What did you say?
Should come on.
He said he should come on, but he said like, I love you, I need you, or something like that.
I'm lonely at night, I'm cold.
Wow. So 1 year later, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go because I like the Echo Stream. Yeah.
Yes.
What's your favorite song currently that's not your own song?
My
Yeah, favorite song. What do you like listening to?
favorite band now is not band but Yonsei. He is a singer from Sigaros. Sigaros is a band from Iceland.
Iceland is a country.
Yeah. Iceland, right?
Yeah,
Iceland.
It's
Yeah,
on the
Iceland
us.
is a country. Yeah, and then he's doing solo projects right now, and he's touring right now.
If you have a chance to go see it, go see it.
Go see it.
If he comes through Denver, I don't know if he will,
I
but
don't know. Maybe he's coming back to America soon, November.
it's amazing.
It is so amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like looking at the what does it say? Land. He said.
Oh, Glacier. Well,
Yeah.
Sigaros is like Glacier rock. I mean, it's like, it's amazing. But Yonsei's solo album he's an incredible singer. So check it out. Definitely.
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah. I've been listening to that. I also like Radiohead a lot. The like OK Computer and on. I don't like the early stuff so much. And actually, we do Creep as a cover. I don't. Yeah, I never really was that into the Radiohead version of Creep. I mean, obviously it's their song, but what I liked about it was the melody and the lyrics were really good. So when we started doing our cover, it's almost more like a remix than a cover version for me. So.
I like the Heart from the Nine Inch Nails.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, I saw the video, like live video. It was showing with the like a full screen, and then what's that? That dead animal, but it's going
backwards.
Backwards.
Rotting.
Yeah, that was amazing. So I just love that song.
I guess currently, or actually most of my life, Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. If anybody knows that song? That's definitely one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite music videos too.
Wow.
Just
Favorite
just
song?
one.
Yeah, I can't think of a favorite because I like so much music. I can't think of one actual song. What's in my CD player now? All right, I'll pick one right now. I'll just say August Burns Red, Composure. That's one I can think of off the top of my head.
Who?
You would know. Like my musical taste, sometimes it varies, but right now I'm in like this very like kind of like a hardcore state, kind of borderline emo hard kind of state. But then I go into my industrial goth stages, and then I go back to like Slipknot and Lamb of God, and then I go to drum and bass, and then I go to reggae. So for me to pick a song, it's like forget about it. But that's the one I can think of off the top of my head. So
Yes.
This question is for Tomo. It seems like everybody is wondering, what is the secret to your hair?
How do you get your hair to be so pretty?
My hair.
Everybody is wondering that, huh?
funny enough, I get that same question.
This is just go to Japan and you can get this here. I think. Or I don't know. My mom has like similar here. Maybe from that, or I don't know. I don't really care about my hair that much. I just like straight my hair like that.
Yeah, it doesn't do too much to it. Cool, what's your...
Where do you see Echo streaming like the future and stuff?
That's a good question. I like this question because this is a good segue into what I wanted to do next. Very good. Where we're trying to go with Echo Stream is, in the past, it's been very electronic. The first album was almost entirely electronic, and then some guitars. Like, there's no acoustic drums in the first album. It's all electronic stuff. I did the first album, for the most part, pretty much by myself with Ryoko, and then Tomo, like we said, did some stuff overseas with the internet, but it was really hard working so far away. The second album was very band oriented and a lot heavier in nature, more of like a real rock heavy, lots of guitar riffs and stuff like that, but still a lot of electronics, changing the sounds with computers and stuff like that. Where we're going in the future musically is we're actually working on subtracting the computer element out of it, but still trying to keep a cool, unique sound. So it still keeps whatever that essence of what makes Echo Stream music unique, which is obviously, partially coming from her voice, but also coming from the production around it too. And that's where we're going. So what I wanted to do, if we have time, how much time do we have? Until 2 o'clock?
We have until about 5 to 2, yeah.
Okay, so we've got about 20 minutes. So what I wanted to do is play a couple songs for y'all. I wanted to play a song from the first album and a song from the second album, and then a couple of the new songs, and that should be about 20 minutes. So you can hear what I'm talking about with this. Is that cool with everybody? Yes. All right. And I get the impression that a lot of y'all don't really have many of our, you bought our CDs here, but it's kind of the first time you bought our CDs, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, yes, that's awesome. Okay. So this is a song called One Last Cigarette. Turn the volume up. Can y'all hear okay? So this song is a lot of the percussion in here is actually coin laundry machines. So a lot of samples from around, there's whales in there, there's some guitar in there that's really heavily affected, kind of delayed guitar, a lot of synthesizers and stuff. And then the piano comes in here in a minute. And actually, this song is one of my favorite songs. It's from the first album, Identity, and it's about the whole song is about somebody who's actually about to be executed on a firing line, and it's told from the point of view of that person, where time just stands still, and you can see everything like it's happening in slow motion, and at the very last moment, all you can do is just kind of enjoy these moments that we have, these small moments that we have. And this song is called One Last Cigarette, and it's from the traditional, have your, smoke your last cigarette before the execution, whatever. But it's about these little moments that we have in life that should be treasured and enjoyed, because life is it's fragile, So that's what this track is about, and it's very, it's very electronic. It's a pretty good representation of the first album. Technology. How do I get back? So I'm gonna play a track from the Duality of Courage, the second album.
Which one?
Dragon. So y'all recognize this from last night. And again, these drums are electronic. There's still a lot of electronic instruments. You can hear a lot more this song is about finding yourself. It's about kind of going in your direction that you want to go in with your life, and taking control of your own destiny, and doing your thing. And it's called Dragon, and the chorus talks about this dragon is waking again, and that's like the fire that's inside of you. If you've ever been like in a relationship, or somebody's told you can't do that, and this is about finding your own way to go and saying, you know what, forget about it, I can do it. It's, you know, and it's this dragon that wakes up inside of me and kind of pushes us forward. But you can hear it gets really big and very rocky. This one ends up with a lot of like big, you know, chords, and a lot of major and minor chords going kind of against each other, which is something that I started playing with the melodies in the second album. A lot of changing the keys. Go to Nostalgia. So a lot of changing the melody in the middle of the melody from major to minor, and a lot of like major thirds and then minor thirds, and putting those together on top of each other. So it creates these really cool melodies. So it's generally in a minor key, but then you've got the major third in there that kind of creates a little bit of a positive vibe, but it's also a bit different sounding because you usually stay in one or the other. And that's something I'm also playing with a lot in this new album too. And this is Nostalgia, which
turn it up first.
Yeah, and this one is using a lot of ethnic instruments that Adrian had brought to the studio, and like psalteries, like Russian instruments and stuff, and I'm also playing the French horn in it. So we're trying to keep this cool atmosphere going, but the challenge is now, instead of using computers to make the sounds different, to actually use acoustic instruments to do the same thing and create a cool vibe. And that's kind of a personal challenge for me as a producer, as an arranger and stuff, to kind of see what I can do now that's different from what I've done in the past.
Ready?
Yeah. French horn in there that we played, you know. So it's everything is like live instruments that we did. And this one we don't know what it's about. Something. And then I'll play Earthling.
I think of this song as divorcing.
What's that?
I kind of think of this song as somewhat divorcing.
A war song?
Kind of like divorcing with like the drums and everything.
Right, yeah, it's
probably
got
the
the
snare.
cool like snare and stuff, the marching snare, yeah. But the lyrics are interesting because they're just kind of bits and pieces of words. They're not like full. There's a theme through there, but it's kind of about. I think at one point you explained it to me as kind of about moving to a new place and kind of.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Just imagine like rebuilding, like there's something just happened, horrible happened, like
building it up, yeah.
I was kind of thinking of it as like a girl just lost her love at war or something. She's moving on and going to the next stage.
That's cool.
That's the beautiful thing about music is everybody has their own
Yeah,
interpretation. So
yeah.
everybody in this room, that song means something to everybody.
And that's actually really what I try to do as a producer with the songs is leave enough open-ended to inspire imagination with you, the audience. And I think that's really cool because I don't like songs that are too direct. I don't like lyrics that are too like this. I mean, I write them sometimes, or, and I listen to them sometimes, but the favorite ones that I like are always ones that have multiple meanings and multiple interpretations. That's really cool. And I just want to play a piece of this track. This is Earthling. We played it both nights. And this one's about an alien that wants to be a human. Kind of a little taste of where we're going. You can actually find these songs online. We're not shy about putting our songs up online for y'all to listen to over and over and over again. So, are there any final questions? Because I think we've got about like 3 or 4 more minutes. Yes?
I had a more serious question.
Yeah.
Do you ever listen to your own music just for fun, or is that weird to you guys?
No, I mean, the music that I make is music that I would like to listen to, and I think it's similar for everybody in the band with this, I mean, I don't listen to it exclusively, and actually after I'm done mixing a record, I can't listen to it at all for a while, but, I mean, definitely, but I tend to like to listen to other people's music, so, yeah, sometimes. Yes? I'm sorry, what? Well, I mean, the best place to keep up with what we're doing and find our music and whenever we put new music up is Facebook. I'm trying to be better about Facebook. I'm really bad about it because I'm just working on music and stuff, so I don't really have time to do it.
And
yeah, he's got
Tony.
Yes.
And the Last FM, right?
Oh yeah, I just started actually putting stuff up on Last FM.
And
Somebody had made a Last FM. Somebody in France made a Last FM account for us like years ago, and it took me a long time to get control over the account, and I finally did, and then I forgot about it. And that was like a few months ago. And the other day I was like, oh wait a minute. So if anybody has Last FM accounts, or if you know what it is, but Facebook's really the easiest place because everything's there. And if you weren't able to get anything here, like if you ran out of money or whatever, we do have a shop that's going up on our Facebook page as well, and we send it and we can sign it for you or whatever if you send us a note or something. So yes.
Hi, I had a real quick question.
Yeah.
You were talking about how you used to sing with your previous band and such, and you were talking about that song "Creep" by Radiohead.
Right.
I was wondering if we could get you to give us a little bit of an acoustic vocal styling.
Not at all. I'm sorry. You do not want to hear me sing it. But here's a funny story for you.
Okay.
Actually, I had originally started working on that arrangement for me to sing. And then when we started getting really serious about EchoStream stuff, when we moved to America, we kind of changed it around a little bit for her to sing it. So actually, originally, did we ever play it live? We did, right?
Yes.
As Unknown Frequency, we played
Oh,
Creep
yeah.
live. Yeah, okay. Yes, I don't remember.
Actually, he doesn't
the
give himself
videos.
credit. Like the stuff
You don't
that he
have
was
it
writing
on
was
your
really
phone,
hard and really
Do you have it
edgy.
on your phone?
So what on the
No.
frequency?
No.
No,
No.
I don't have it.
Yeah, you can find it online.
Yeah, there actually was a page.
They're
on
actually,
it, so,
I don't know.
yeah, just look up Unknown Frequency.
I'll
You'll
probably
find
throw it out into the world. It's not a bad album. It's just we're not supporting it live anymore. So, yeah, you don't want to hear me sing it. Believe me.
Okay. No.
I know. I'm sorry.
We kind of
but-
do.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
It's not gonna happen. But thank you for the support. I can. Yes. Then I think one more question. Right? We have time for like one more question. Okay.
I
Oh.
have a question for Tomo. Do you mainly play acoustic or electric?
Like acoustic or electric guitar you mostly play?
Mostly electric. Yeah.
And then
Just-
one more.
My question was just like the songs you just play. Can we find out on either of the albums?
No, they're not released yet. But you can find them online. If you go to our MySpace page, I think they're up there. If anybody still remembers MySpace, you don't have to log in. That's the good thing. So you probably forgot your login and user password, but you don't have to log in to listen to it. But we are putting it up on our Facebook page and stuff. So they'll be up, and then you can loop them and listen to them and stuff. And if you're on our Facebook page, there's also, I don't know if it's up yet, but we have a mailing list that we send out stuff to, and whenever we make new stuff or whatever, because I'm working on some solo stuff, and I think Tomo's got some stuff in the works, so you'll be able to hear more of what we do as well as EchoStream, because we're all pretty busy, artistically. Cool. All right. Thank you very, very much, and yeah, you can ask us later, I guess, afterwards, because I guess oh, you know what? Go ahead.
Okay. I noticed you're wearing like an Arachnoid T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Just to
Arachnoid,
represent with the old 8-bit stuff.
Yeah, man.
What are you guys' favorite? This is a real quick softball question. Favorite video games?
Oh man.
I got sucked into Modern Warfare 2 for a while, and then I made the mistake of checking how long I had played, and it said like 3 days. So
user tag real quick.
no, I don't play it anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I stopped. I cut cold turkey, and I had shakes for a while, but I just cut. I was like, no more.
Are we talking classic games or modern games? What are we talking?
Either.
Favorite video game of all time? Oh wow. Oh, classic game.
We've been doing Galaga over there.
Yeah, we were out there till like 4 in the morning last night.
Yeah.
Galaga.
Playing
Galaga's
Galaga
definitely
right
one of my
there,
favorites.
feeding quarters into
Arkanoid. God. Okay, I'll just go with those two for the classics. Right now, what I'm currently playing, Burnout Paradise on PS3. So I'm like halfway done with it. I've only had it for a couple weeks. So, but yeah, I'm mostly like in the car games, like Gran Turismo and stuff like that. So, or shooters. I was big into Mercenaries for a while, but
I know what Tomo likes.
Final Fantasy. I'm a big fan of them. Then the favorite one is the 7, because you know what? That's the only one. After you pass the game, you won't be satisfied, because something like here, because that's from the Japanese background. At that time it happened. That was like kind of chaos, like become like big, like religious thing attack, and then some kids kill the kids and then put the head on the.
Sounds like a good game.
Well, anyways, I love that.
He's very easy to buy birthday presents for because all I have to do is go find the latest Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest game and just give it to him.
They gave me a Final Fantasy.
We get him like 4 Final Fantasy
box,
games.
and then I opened it. There's a Final Fantasy. I'm like,
What about you, Jen? Do you play games?
I don't really play video games much, but my favorite that I really loved and I used to play was Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart. That's actually probably my favorite game is Mario Kart. I'm a huge Mario Kart fan. And him too. He's very, yes.
Oh, what about
You're
Wii
pretty
Bowling,
good,
man?
You're pretty good. What about you?
I don't play video games, but two things I can play: Mario Kart, and
She can kind of keep it on the track.
I'm so good at Tetris.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot Tetris.
We got into a Tetris battle once in Japan, and it was a mistake because you got to that point where you close your eyes and you just see falling shapes. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. We're actually gonna head over to the booth, and then we'll be doing some more autographs and photos and stuff. So if you want to get some photos, we're gonna be over at the booth right now doing that.
Can we step down in the artist alley?
What?
Can we stop over there?
Yeah, please come join us. Come join us.
And that's how the Q&A went down. Please stay tuned for more audio clips from Echo Stream.
Hey, this is Tony from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG. Hey, this is Tony from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG Pocket Edition. Hey, this is Tony from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Super Radio. Right.
It's okay.
Hey, this is Tony from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Super Radio DMG.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's see how this came out.
Okay. Hi, this is Ryoko from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG. Hi, this is Ryoko from Echo Stream, and you are listening to Radio DMG Pocket Edition.
And then Super Radio DMG.
Radio DMG?
Super Radio DMG.
Hi, this is Ryoko from Echo Stream, and you are listening to Super Radio DMG.
This is Jen from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG. This is Jen from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG Pocket Edition. This is Jen from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio... I'm sorry, one more. This is Jen from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Super Radio... This is Jen from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Super Radio DMG.
Hey, what's up? This is CJ from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG. What's going on, everybody? CJ from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG Pocket Edition. Hey, everybody. CJ from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio DMG, Super Radio DMG. I'll do that one again. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's CJ from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Radio Super Radio. All right. What's up, everybody? It's CJ from Echo Stream, and you're listening to Super Radio DMG.
All right. Hi, this is Tomo from Echo Stream, and you are listening to Radio DMG. Hi, this is Tomo from Echo Stream, and you are listening to Pocket Edition.
Radio DMG Pocket
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, this is Tomo from Echo Stream, and you are. Hi, this is Tomo from Echo Stream, and you are listening to Radio DMG Pocket Edition. Okay. Hi, this is Tomo from Echo Stream, and you are listening to Radio DMG Pocket Edition. Hi, this is Tomo from Echo Stream, and you are listening to Super Radio DMG.
I love how you say super. That's awesome.
Morning, Maya.